Hello and good morning. It's Ethnicgreenliving here, and I want to first of all say thank you for joining me again with week 5 of the book club, where we are talking about the book Uninvited by Lisa Turkhurst. I appreciate those of you who have been here for all 5 weeks. Thank you for returning to your new people that are coming over to check me out and hear what I have to say. Hi, welcome to my channel. I appreciate it. Be sure to check the playlist when you're done, because you can find the other 4 chapters in the playlist below. It's called Books, and there's just lots of other goodies as well, so stick around and check those out. For the newbies, I just want to say I apologize for not having this video up by 8 o'clock last night. I normally have all my videos up by before 8 p.m. on Monday. However, yesterday was a very challenging day. I am a mommy of 5 and I do work full time, so forgive me for the delay. What we normally do is reflect the last week's comments, questions, prayer requests, etc. I talk about my highlights of the week that we are about to read, give you guys questions, some things to ponder and reflect, give you an assignment, and then you have a week to read the current chapter and do it all over again, and then we're back here for the next week. So the comments for this week. Okay, so Faye, MissNurseAL.com said, I find it easier to walk into a crowd of strangers than friends. There is no exception or expectation from someone you don't know. No history. You can be yourself. And with family and friends, they don't let you really move from who you were. My most lonely place to walk into is church. And I know it sounds bad, but it's true. I do go to get blessed by God's word, but I guess I should be going to bless someone else while I'm there. Well, I don't want to go too far into that, but let me tell you, that's something that I know all too well from the time I was a little child to the way I was treated in church, all the way up until now. I totally get it, but you know what? Church is inside the heart, and I just want to encourage you to stay faithful. God sees, He knows, and just wait till the blessing, or wait till you see the blessing that He has in store for you. I'm proof. Okay, Pat Green said, living love this week was particularly challenging because of a strained relationship, but just by calling out to the Lord and turning to Him, she was strengthened, letting go of the expectations she had of others, and letting His love also sustain us. After all, no matter how frantically we seek love in other people, real eternal love comes from Him, because God is love. This is so good for today. I was supposed to post this video yesterday, but you guys know I wasn't able to, but it works out because today is Valentine's Day, and various people celebrate in various ways. But like she said, real eternal love comes from Him, because God is love. So remember that on today as you go about your day. And the last one I want to read is from Relax and Scrap. She said, when I saw the title of chapter 4, I said, how this woman knew me. It's so funny how you think that you're the only one having these feelings, and she feels that Lisa and her life are parallel in so many of these things she talked about, because they really hit home for her. Well, I can say they certainly have hit home for me. It's kind of been challenging to always come up here and just share and open up my entire personal life. But somebody told me that they were encouraged, they were helped, their life has been changed. And so it's all been worth it for just the one person. Okay, chapter 5. Hello, my name is Trust Issues. I have a few questions before even digging into the book. And that's, do we trust God with every area of our life? When we don't see Him, do we still trust Him? Do we believe that He hasn't made a mistake with us or our lives? How many of us have trusted God to heal us or a loved one, but they die? You know, I recall a time, or I recall a story when I trusted God with my unborn baby, and sadly the baby died. See, I had a baby, I lost a baby. I had a baby, I lost a baby. So as I carried the next baby, I was so worried about if the baby would live. See, I trusted God, and I was at the altar praying all the time. I was praying at morning prayer daily and faithfully. I remember even going to the snow, praying. I lived a devout and dedicated life, but I still lost 2 babies. Well, I kept trusting, and I had that baby, and the doctors told me that he may have Down syndrome, and we decided in that moment, no matter what, we wouldn't abort the baby, but we would keep and love him, so it didn't matter. Fast forwarded, that guy's our special buddy, and we love him. We do have issues, and I will share that another time. But I trust that God has a big plan, and I trust that He didn't make a mistake, even on days like yesterday, which was one of the most challenging in a while. Have you ever been in a place that tested your trust beyond belief? I want you to be honest with me. I want you to be honest with yourself, because that's when we really can receive healing and growth. I can imagine we've all been in situations that have left us paralyzed. I know I have been in situations like that, and I'm just being honest and being open. I normally don't read to you from the book per se, but I know there are those of you that are following me that don't have the book, and you're just going based upon my videos, and I just thought that this would be a really good tidbit for today. So I'm going to read something quickly to you. David from the Bible certainly knew this feeling, and one of the most popular of David's writing is perfect for times like these. Now, even if you read this psalm many times before, don't skip this. I have something so sweet to show you. I don't know when David wrote Psalms 23, but I do know at some point in his life, David learned how to tremble well at the crossroads of trust. Though there were certainly times he waffled, I see him over and over leaping towards God. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. David started this stunning soul declaration with the assurance that with God there is fullness. There is no lack. Nothing can be added or subtracted with human acceptance or rejection. With the fullness of God, we are free to let humans be humans. Fickle, fragile, and forgetful. Are you sometimes fickle, fragile, and forgetful? I think we all are, so it's okay. With the fullness of God, we are free to let humans be humans. Fickle, fragile, and forgetful. The Bible reminds us of this many times. Then what shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? That's Romans 8:31. For God has said, I will never fail you. I will never abandon you. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. So I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me? See Hebrews 13:5. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalms 27:1. The peace of our souls do not rise and fall with unpredictable people or situations. Our feelings will shift, of course. People do affect us, but the peace of our souls is tethered to all that God is. And though we can't predict His specific plans, the fact that God will work everything together for our good is a completely predictable promise. Just like those ropes wrapped around me and my body, holding me up to the course from beginning to end, these verses wrap our souls with steady assurance. God will lead us, comfort us, guide us, walk with us, prepare the best for us, and continue filling us with such lavishness that we are not just full but overflowing. All of this is certain. No need for hesitancy. But here's the one thing we must watch out for. If we become enamored with something in this world we think offers better fullness than God, we will make room for it. We leak out His faithfulness to make room for something else we want to chase. Yikes. It will happen if you choose a guy you think will make you more full. It will happen if you chase an opportunity you think will make you more full. It will happen if you chase some possession you think will make you more full. It will happen if you, like me, chase perfect order from an imperfect world, thinking it will make you more full. But at some point, every one of those things will reveal its absolute inability to keep us full. And then, since we deny God's power to lead us, we forget about his power to hold us. In an effort not to free fall, we chase something or someone else we think will ease our emptiness. David takes a different approach. He reminds himself at the end of the psalm to trust and fulfillment. Surely your goodness and your love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And in case you didn't know, that was Psalms 23:6. There is certainty in what David is declaring here. It's not based on a feeling or good circumstance. It's based on what David knows to be unchangingly true. There aren't many things in this world, but God's love and goodness are something we can absolutely count on to be there with us, to follow us. The word follow in the original Hebrew is raf, meaning to pursue or chase. God's goodness and love will run after us all the days of our lives. How tragic that when we chase something in this world, we're actually running away from the stable trust and secure love our souls long for the most. Our souls were created to be pursued and fulfilled by God's love and goodness. Other chases deplete us and erode our trust. On the platform that day in the woods, my soul was forced to be still. And as I got still, the Lord's pursuit of me became increasingly clear. Bob whispered one final thing: it's already done. I don't know exactly what he meant, but I know what my soul heard. God has already caught me. His goodness and love have pursued me and won me. I just need to jump into that reality. And without any other conscious thought, my soul kicked in when my brain could not. My feet exploded off the platform and into midair. I touched the bar, but I did not catch it. I didn't need to, because trust caught me. On one of the last things we did before this weekend ended was a ceremony where Bob set each of us down individually. When it was my turn, Bob took a piece of boat rope and placed it around my wrist. He carefully burned the ends and pressed them together. It formed a bond in more ways than one. It's a bracelet. It's a reminder. It's a touchable link to the day I felt the trust in midair. Pray with me. Lord, you are teaching me so much about trusting you fully and completely. Without suggestions or projections, I'm choosing to embrace the very next thing you show me. I'll take this first step, and then I'll take the next. I finally understand. I don't have to fully understand each thing that happens for me to trust you. I don't have to try and figure it out, control it, or even like it for that matter. In the midst of uncertainties, I would say, I trust you, Lord. I visualize me taking my fear of rejection from my incapable clutches and placing my trust in your full capability. And as I do, I make this all less about me and more about you. I replace my fragile efforts to control with your fortifiable realities. You are the perfect match for my every need. I am weak, you are strength. I am unable, you are capable. I am hesitant, you are assurance. I am desperate, you are fulfillment. I am confused, you are confident. I am tired, but you are rejuvenated. Through the long path that's uncertain, you are faithful to shed just enough light for me to see the very next step. I now understand that this isn't you being mysterious. This is a great demonstration of your mercy. Too much revelation and I'd probably run ahead of you. Too little and I'd be paralyzed with fear. So I am seeking silvers of light in your truth just for today and filling the gaps of my unknown with trust. That ends that chapter. Hope you guys liked me reading it to you. It's just something I wanted to do for this particular time. Question: what does it's already done mean in your life to you right now? Reflect. What we see will violate what we know unless what we know dictates what we see. What we see will violate what we know unless what we know dictates what we see. The assignment is find areas in your life that you can trust God more and begin to give it to Him bit by bit and trust Him. As a recap before I close, remember, honesty isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to heal you. God is good God is good to me. God is good at being God. I love that. Living love is sourced in your daily surrender to the one who made you. The more we invite God in, the less we feel uninvited by others. And be blessed.